good morning and welcome to Cityline. It is great to be in your home. Speaking of morning, we are live every Thursday morning, and this morning is a sunny June 15th. Yes! Yesterday it was January, and I'm glad that the June weather is back with us. We have a great hour ahead of us. Later on we'll be talking with the Tacoma Historical Society about some of the exhibits that they have within the museum that you don't want to miss. And then Andrea and Rachel will be here from the South End Senco 253 Block Party. They are doing amazing things in the South End and neighborhoods that are connected to that. And they were just honored at a city council meeting, and we'll talk about that as well. Tacoma Farmers Market, Miss Britt is here. She's already tan, and she has this big bag that smells like my grandmother's garden, and she's going to show us what's in the bag. And then the City of Destiny Awards every year when we start to rev up into June and we're past graduation, the City of Destiny Awards provides for us one more look back at people who have done amazing things throughout the work year. So please join me in welcoming two members of the City of Destiny Awards. Mr. Jacob Tice, you are a board member with City Events and Recognition Committee. Welcome to Cityline.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Good to see you, absolutely. And you brought with you Cicely Krosky, that name.
Thank you.
It's like a name you'd want to like be singing as you're like on your bicycle with the bell on it.
I appreciate that. I want to bring that joy.
There we go. And you are also on the City Events and Recognitions Committee. So welcome to both of you. And this is one of the things that we do, one of the many things that the City of Tacoma does so well. So if somebody is new, Jacob, to the City of Tacoma, or they've just moved back and they grew up here and are like, what is the City of Destiny Awards? What does it do? What's happening this year with them that we can share?
Well, like you said, the City of Destiny Awards is a chance for the city to come together and acknowledge and recognize some of the amazing service people that we have in our community. Some of the volunteers, activists, organizers who help uplift Tacoma and uplift our city. And so we have, over the past few decades, awarded over 250 City of Destiny Awards to various organizers and activists, and we are so excited to bring it back again live on June 21st.
And this is what it looks like. There is our, if there ever was a grit or great citizen, Rod Kuhn is it. And there's beautiful Jessica.
Aww.
Jessica Johnson is in charge of, she is your chair, is she not?
She is our chair.
She brings happiness, joy, and beauty wherever she goes. So Jessica, this was from last year, correct? Mm-hmm. And she's announcing some of the things for the evening. So, Jacob, what goes into planning and producing the usual live ceremony? Because this ceremony is, boy, it's something. I mean, this is your life, as we see, video footage of what these people are doing in their spare time that makes them worthy of a City of Destiny Award. So give us the background, because you've got a theater and background, so you know about details. You know about, okay, that light cue should have gone off.
So this is, it is indeed a heavy lift production.
It is.
We start planning almost as soon as our MLK Day celebration wraps up. We are in planning for this. We have our open window for nominees. We're collect kind of their stories once we've made our selections and assemble those beautiful video packages and reach out to vendors, establish our space, work with the technical crews. It's and of course the great people here to bring that live coverage and that production. So it's a great deal of work, and we are always so proud at the end of all of those moving pieces coming together to produce this beautiful event that is so much more than the sum of its parts.
Beautifully said. I mean, because you really, as I said before we started, I sat on this committee for 3 years, about 15 years ago. It is a lot, moving parts, people, and also you're dealing with passions and ministries. You're dealing with what is written across people's hearts. That's a privilege, but it's also a tender walk. So there are a lot of things that we don't see that the two of you and the rest of the team members that we couldn't get on the couch are in charge of. Cicely, tell me, will the mayor and city council members be involved? I remember my first one I ever saw, it was Mayor Bill Barsma got up and said something. So will we see the same kind of city royalty there?
Absolutely, and I love that you said city royalty. Our beloved Mayor Woodards will be there.
Love her.
Our council team will also be there to give out all of the awards and to call them up and to say all of the wonderful things that they're doing and present them with those awards. So we're very excited to have the City of Tacoma here and representing on stage with us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And in past times we've had council members. We've also had like with the Daffodil Royal Court hand things out. So it's really great that we get people who are handing out these awards that are aware of how the heartbeat of our city, because they're out there walking the streets and standing in those solutions. Tell us, Cicely, a couple of the recipients and what makes them incredible.
Absolutely. So we have Dr. Timmy Foster, born and raised here in the city of Tacoma, being recognized for the Lifetime Service Award.
Wow.
And we're just so incredibly honored to be able to have such amazing people to be recognized. We also have one of our very own CIRC members.
Yes.
Yes, so Tim is also going to be with us and also going to be presented with an award. And then we have, I think we've nominated, or we had many nominations, but we have 10 people being recognized.
10 that night.
10 that night.
That's a lot of people.
Yes.
That's about, I'm going to say about 500 applications you went through.
Yes.
At least to get that distilled down to the 10.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was a lot of.
And these
effort that
applications
came
are
in.
like as thick as this. That when the person who nominates them, and that's another thing. Can you tell us about the criteria? Because I don't know if people understand that these people, say it with me, don't get paid for what they do.
Yes, yes. Many times these are people who are volunteering in their community and have been doing so for years, many of them for a lifetime.
Yes.
And they are heavily embedded in the community and wanting to make sure that they can support children, families, thinking about the houseless populations. There are so many people who are doing wonderful work, and this is just a handful that we get to recognize, and we're honored to do that.
Oh, and yeah, and I'm so glad you're doing it, because volunteers,
Yeah.
people who have that on their heart, they are the lifeblood of our city.
Absolutely.
And being the city of compassion that Mayor Woodards has called us.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, what was the awardee selection process like? I mentioned 500. I mentioned an application as thick as my script. It's not just, oh, you were in charge of cleaning out Fireman's Park. Oh no!
No, this, like Cicely was saying, these are people who have dedicated their lives to making their communities better, and often without pay, and even, as we all know, sometimes with very low pay, if pay exists at all.
Right.
But they are elevated by their passion for their community, and they are elevated by their passion for their fellow citizens. And that work, while it is intense, and there is a great deal of it, it is such rewarding work to read these stories and engage with these lives that have been so dedicated to service. And I think it's important to note all of the nominees this year were inspirational. All of the nominees, every single one of these packets was just full of works of power and works of beauty that make Tacoma what it is. And getting it down to just the 10 was, it was a labor of love, but it was a lot of labor.
It was. I think that I've always thought that the Events and Recognition Committee, you are in the business of bringing hope and love to our city, and you do that by these awards. Because, as you said, it's hard to get down to just 10 people. And boy, what an awful problem to have, she says tongue in cheek. So Jacob, let's put on the GoPro on your head. I want you to walk me into where is it being held?
We'll be at the Tacoma Dome again this year.
And then
We're back
what
at
are
the
we going to
exhibition
see
hall.
that's different?
Oh my goodness, so many great things. We have the Tacoma City Ballet will be performing for City of Destiny this year for the first time. We're
Nice.
very excited about that. Like I said, we'll be at the exhibition hall, so we'll have free parking at last. That will
Thank
be
you.
easy and swift for everyone who wants to attend.
Yes.
And our musical guest this year will be Sam Parker, who is an amazing local musician.
Yes.
You can find his music online. I highly recommend it. It's
That's right.
blues, it's soul, it's gorgeous. So that's something to look forward to. And then, of course, the ceremony itself, you know, that opportunity to come together and really recognize these amazing people who are doing so much for the people around them.
Absolutely. So, in the midst of all of this, Cicely, is there other things going on with your committees before I ask you about who you need to thank?
Absolutely. There's so much happening, I think, all the time. And so, but we love to keep busy. We actually are bringing on 3 new committee members. And so we're super excited to have a growing committee because it's important to have very many, different voices at the table so we
Yes.
can have different parts of the city recognized. But with that said, we also have 2 available spaces
All
still on the
right.
committee. So if you're interested out there,
One of the best ways to get to know Tacoma that I ever did when I first moved here was this opportunity. It is incredible what you get to know and the people you get to meet.
absolutely.
Speaking of people, who do we need to thank?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Who do we need
The
to thank?
whole village.
Absolutely. I mean, there's folks here at TV Tacoma who are coming in and supporting the push of this event.
Yes.
Ashley is brand new and coming in, where Kala is stepping down
Yes.
as part of the City of Tacoma staff who sit with us on this committee. And so we're in a bit of a transition there. So I think thank yous are warranted in both of those places as well.
Anything from you, Jacob, that you can think of? Because it takes 2
Well-
minds to say thank you.
Of course, the Tacoma Venues and Events organization, that city organization that Ashley represents,
Yes.
is hugely supportive of this event, and the city itself really puts itself behind the ballet. We're so lucky to have them come. Our chairman, Jessica Johnston,
Amazing, amazing woman.
and our partner here, Miss Durham, who has been working on the production itself and has been a huge resource for the committee as we get all of that media put together into
Yes.
something beautiful.
And just as soon as you finish this, you start to review it and you start to plan for next year.
And it's time for MLK planning.
That's
right.
right. So
That's next up.
just to reiterate, June 21st at the Tacoma Dome Exhibition Hall at 5 p.m.
Yes.
Your beautiful faces will be there. Thank
Absolutely.
you for being here today.
Thank you for having us. This has
Yes.
been so much fun.
It's
You're
always
welcome.
a pleasure, Amanda. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.